Hello everyone, welcome back to VinylSpin Cafe, or short GVS Cafe, or some people just want to call us Golden. What are we going to be doing today? We're going to be picking out some records in my collection and comparing them, what I believe that they're worth compared to Discogs. So first of all, before we do that, what is Discogs? Discogs is a database that I use to catalog all my albums that I have. So when I'm out, I don't make a mistake and I buy the same album and when I already have it in my collection. I don't track it per se to find out what albums are worth, because it doesn't matter to me what they are worth. Although I have that option if I want to, because it is a platform that is out there to sell records or CDs on. There's over 1 million records and CDs, and there's thousands of sellers on there. It's you might as well call it, it's an eBay for record and CDs. A lot of sellers use that to price up records when they sell them. They have a high, medium, and low pricing, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. But first, I'm going to pick out five or six records from my collection that I think may be worth something on Discogs because they're worth something to me. And then we're going to look at my collection, which is on Discogs but not for sale, but cataloged, and see what my top value records are in my collection, which I don't know, I never looked at. So let's get in. I'm going to pick out some and then compare and see what Discogs says. Are the ones that I pick out, are they my top valuable ones based on their database? We'll see in a second. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't just pick out just 5 of them because I'm not really sure, and I don't look at values of records on Discogs. Like I said, I just use it for a catalog purpose. But these are the ones that I picked out of my collection that I think are going to be valuable and the top value of my collection. This has to be on there. This has to be worth something because I paid quite a bit for this on Discogs. So I'm thinking that this is probably at least $100 on there for Christians, elves, and lovers. This is during the time that they had all those Christian bands going on, Christian rock bands kind of thing. Now I don't see too many of this artist out there. This is Keith Whitney. These are 2 original pressings. I'm thinking that it's probably up there on my valuable ones. Maybe. Next 2, I'm not really sure, because this one is a repress. This is Rolling Stones, Bridges in Babylon. Now that it's in the box set that they have out, it probably drove the price down, but this was, I think this is actually from the box set, and they separated it and sold it. So this might have been the wrong thing to pick. This is original one from the Rolling Stones, and I don't know if it's in the box set or not. If it's in the box set, then that probably drove the price down. Bob Seger. I think this one's probably up there as well. I do not see this out too often on for record shows or anything like that, or even in any stores, and if they are, they're not in that great condition. This is called Back in 72. So I think that's probably up there on my list. Oh, another Rolling Stones one. Couple Rolling Stones ones. This one, I have to say, is probably up there, and if it's not, probably I got ripped off when I bought it, because when I first got into collecting Rolling Stones, this one here I got, one of the originals, and because of the hologram and all that, it was really cool. So I think this is probably still valuable on my list, but they did repress that as well, so that probably drove that down. Same as Voodoo Lounge. They repressed that as well, so that may be down. Then we got this guy here. You guys probably don't know him. He's a great Canadian, Stompin' Tom Connors, and this is one of his most iconic albums, Bud the Spud. Everyone wants it here in Canada who collects records, and I think it probably goes for 40, 50, maybe $60. I don't know. So actually it's not really that valuable compared to other ones. So I'm kind of getting mixed up here, ones that actually are valuable to me versus valuable in money. So that's the difference. That's the difference. What's valuable to you may not be valuable in money. And that one probably isn't. Peter Green, Man of the World, the anthology, 1968 to 1983. I think it's probably still up there quite a bit in price because they never repressed it, and it took me a long time myself to get this. I'm guessing it's probably around 120 bucks. This one here, amazing. It's one of the oldest albums that I have in my collection, so hoping maybe age and who it is might make it of some value. Mr. Garth Brooks, this was not in his box set. This is his debut album, so I'm guessing this was probably up there as well. This came out in the early 90s. A lot of it was released on CD. A lot of people were surprised to see that I even had this in my collection. So I'm thinking that that's probably up there in the high value out of my collection as well. Nothing that is never seen before. I'm sure you guys seen a lot of this kind of stuff. But let's have a look at Discogs and see if the ones I picked out of my collection are actually showing on their database as being the valuable ones in my collection. Okay, here we are. We just logged into my account. Now I come up here and I hit collection. My collection, oh, what is that? I'm at risk. I've been getting that pop up a lot. Anyhow, get the hell out of here. So this is my collection. Anyone can see my collection online if they want to have a look at it. You can look in the description. So according to this, it's interesting. They're saying that my entire collection is worth a minimum of $12,000, maximum of $37,000. No way in hell anyone would pay that for a collection, or I wouldn't. But here's what's interesting. I never thought. So my most valuable record in my collection is the Queen album, and that's kind of interesting because Beth from B-Side Records loves Queen, and this is kind of her idea with this video. Let's see what's going on here. What? No, there's no way. I can tell you right now, my album's probably worth that. $21. There's no way. Well, let's see who's selling these. What are they selling for? Let's have a look. See, look, that's more like it. So the highest is $10 something. Here we go, but we gotta look at the conditions. Okay, near mint. There you go. That's a little bit better. I don't know where they get that so high price, $700 and some dollars. Where the heck? So I disagree with that. I don't think that's the highest. All right, then we got Led Zeppelin, Whitney Houston. Oh, this is interesting. This Whitney Houston that I have is actually an Urban Outfitter album. Let's see what they're saying here. Well, I paid about $50. I think I wouldn't sell it for, if I were to sell it, maybe 60 or 70. Definitely not these prices. There we go. Okay, so I got one right. Keith Whitney. Wow, $347. I doubt that. I don't know. This Mama Lion I got not too long ago, and it's a really good album, but maybe 80 bucks. Not that. Oh, there's the All Saved Freak Band, and they're going. It's just really interesting seeing these prices. So that's a box set. The Phil Collins is a box set. Here's the Bob Seger 72. Yeah, okay, sure. Now this is a repress. Yeah, see, it's a repress. RE means repress. And wow, even at the minimum, $126. Is there any other ones that I picked out? I don't even see many of the ones I picked out. Well, here's a Peter Green, and there's the Garth Brooks. Peter Green, Garth Brooks. Okay. All the low end is what I would pay. Oh, here's my, okay, Sonny Terry. Yeah, I figured Sunny would have been worth more. Out of all those, I would have thought it was worth more. Let's go to the next page. None on there. I don't see. Wow. So the things that I picked out aren't even on there. And they were, okay. Okay, here's one. Flashpoint. Yeah, I can see that. I can see going for 80 bucks. I can see that going for that. Well, that's, oh, no, that's Stompin' Tom. That's Stompin' Tom's very first album. It's not the one I picked out. And it's going for that. Okay. So that was really interesting. That was kind of fun. That was kind of fun because I don't look at my collection for value wise. I only use Discogs for to catalog them, so I'm not buying the same darn record. And some of those albums that I actually have in there, I probably have the wrong label because there's so many different labels out there, different pressings out there. So I just use it as a database. I just use it as a database. Do I have this album by this artist? And that's that. So some of them may be the wrong value anyhow, but it was cool seeing that. So that was Queen. Queen was top album. I have it here. It's not in that great of condition. I mean, the jacket has ring wear on it, and okay, sure, they're saying that's, but you know what? I wouldn't pay any more than maybe 30 bucks for this. I really wouldn't. And it's nothing against Queen. I mean, I love Queen. I have a whole whack of Queen in here. But cool. Now I know. I mean, I usually buy off of Discogs once in a while, but according to that, the albums that I picked out, over 50% of them didn't even make it into the top 20 of being valuable. So what am I taking from all this? Records are only worth what they're worth to you. Those albums were worth something to me more than the ones that were showing up on Discogs what they're worth. I really like Discogs, I really do, but I don't use it as a way to price my albums. Never have, and this is actually the very first time that I actually explored to see what some of my albums were actually worth, because my albums to me mean something based on the music and what I'm listening to. So that's all I have today, folks. I like to see this become a thread. I like to see some of your guys' what you think is your top valued albums, but yet what is Discogs saying that they are worth? Let me know in the comments if you don't make videos, but if you make videos, start the thread up. Thank you for watching Golden VinylSpin, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, keep spinning.